Good evening, my friends. Today we're going to look at Matthew chapter 24, verse 45, and what through the end of this chapter. But what is the Lord trying to speak to us? I was at a prayer meeting tonight, and this girl was um, singing, and she was singing, "The Lord is going to return." And as I thought about that, it's like, you know, do we really dwell upon that point enough? That that is like the climax and end of all of our lives, that Jesus will return to us. Whether we actually see him come back to this earth, or we are our life here is snuffed out and we go to be with him. Either way, we go to him, he comes to us. It's all the same, but we're going to have to see him. And in that moment, we need to realize that, are we going to be ready for that moment? Jesus says it in this way: "Who is that faithful and wise servant whom his Lord has made ruler over his household to give them food in their season? Blessed is that servant whom the Lord, when he comes, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all his goods. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delays his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow, shall begin to hit his fellow servants, and to eat and to drink with the drunkards, the Lord of that servant shall come on a day which he does not look for him, and an hour which he is not aware, and shall cut him in asunder, and appoint his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Um, Man, I think it's important, first of all, to see that this uh, was one of the Lord's servants, right? And he had appointed him to serve the food in due season. And both of them, you know, if the servant was appointing the food in due season, when he came and found him so doing, he would appoint him over greater things and make him ruler over all his goods. But if there's another servant and he comes and he doesn't find him giving the food in due season like he had appointed him to, and that servant says, "My Lord delays his coming," and starts getting angry and getting drunk, then he's going to come in an hour which he doesn't expect and destroy him, basically. And it's interesting because, you know, like even for me in my life right now, I love Carlos. Uh, he just posted something talking. He was just being real, transparent about his life, and I really appreciate that because there's a draw. Like, I want to drink, I want to cuss people out and get drunk and do all that, and I struggle with that. You know what I mean? But it's, and then I was thinking about this today. Like, I see this guy right here, like, oh, Jesus has delayed his coming. Like, you feel like, oh man, I've been serving the Lord so long. Like, I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. I don't know what I'm doing. I just want to escape reality. Like, I'm tired of suffering. I don't want to suffer anymore, or whatever it is. Um, and then you just let your bitterness come out, and you start drinking and getting angry at your fellow servants. But that could become us, easily. And that doesn't mean that the Lord didn't appoint us over his service. It just means that he appointed us over his service, and then we got distracted or discouraged or disheartened, or just plain old said, forget Jesus, he's not coming back. Like, I don't even know why I'm serving him, and just did our own thing. So, but today we need to realize, like, look, let's not go down that slippery, uh, let Satan get a foothold in our life. Let's not go down that way, and let's make sure that we stay sober and vigilant, and watch, because our adversary, the devil, is seeking whom he may devour. And let's not get angry, and man, it's so easy to get angry and bitter at people, and especially when you're dealing with immature people, and I don't even know how to explain. Just dealing with people is hard, but we got to have mercy on people and grace with people and treat them the way that the Lord has treated us. And remember that we were also in need of people being patient with us. So have mercy on everyone, and don't give way to just relaxing and caving back to the world, because the Lord will sneak up on us and it'll be bad. And I'm just thankful for Carlos that he's back on track, and hopefully we can all get back on track and really just seek the Lord and anticipate this day of his return, when we will have to give an account. And not only does this day have to be a day of worrying about having to give an account, he might just show up and see what we've done and just promote us to more. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, what did you do? It could be like, oh, wow, look what you're doing here. Amen. Let's do more. And that's amazing. So let's anticipate that day and know that whoever's faithful with little shall be entrusted with more. Let's be faithful with what God has given us, and not get distracted or discouraged or disheartened or deceived or any of those D's. Amen.